Hello and welcome back to the Parent Academy. I'm Rob Furman, elementary principal. I'm here with my esteemed colleague and friend Kevin Monahan, who's a middle school principal. So you get a K-8 version of what we think about in terms of how to help parents with certain topics and so forth. This one's a little bit of a new topic, and I haven't given Kevin any real insight into this yet. So I'm sort of testing him a little bit, and at the same token getting an opportunity for him not to be able to research this yet, so we could get a parent view, because Kevin and I are also both parents. There's this new trend that's happening, and it's coming out of South Korea, and it's booming in South Korea, and it's now taken over a lot of Europe, and it's also coming towards North America as well, and it's called eSports. And eSports is considered electronic sports. What it is, it's video game playing done online, and it's competitive. Gamers can make a lot of money by doing online streaming. There's prize money, there's live tournaments, there's even sponsorships. Now, I say that like it's, well, what kind of money? That's not a big deal, right? But the most popular game in esports right now is called Dota 2, DOTA 2. And for the past 5 years, the winnings of this game, the people who've won various tournaments and so forth from this game, has totaled over $88 million. Second place second most popular esport game called League of Legends, $36 million. So we're talking about big money here. What these companies and these groups that are looking at doing in terms of these tournaments, obviously, is they want to bring them into your home as a parent and the schools, obviously. There's some history behind these games. Kids are obviously gaming a lot anyhow in the evenings. They're getting better at these games. Their eye-hand coordination is astronomical. Their fine motor skills with their fingers, dexterity is just ridiculous. So there's a lot of positive going into the idea of gaming. I've always taken a position of the fact that I find gaming to be a very important learning experience. So the gamers, they're already gaming. Like I said, academically, there's a lot that can be learned and a lot that can come out of an educational game. These groups that are doing these live tournaments and so forth are also looking at addiction and some of the negative side effects, health, all that type of things that we know become the negative aspect of staying in your house and playing games too much. So, but again, money sort of have a tendency to answer everything, and they're predicting 2018 the esports industry to be worth over $1.9 billion. So these people are going to become your next virtual athletes. And there's going to be an opportunity for that. And we talk about always new careers that are coming out there for our kids. This is going to be one of them. So Kevin, my question to you, and one that I don't have a good answer either right now, is how do we help these kids, if this is a future they want to look at, how do we help them in the school setting? And do we create an esports academic clubs and those type of things for those kids? And how do we combat some of the negative things like addiction and health and fitness when we're asking the kids to play a video game? Give me some of your thoughts.
Honestly, Rob, at our middle school, you know as well as with the Project Lead the Way program, we've already been doing a lot of this stuff as far as coding, programming, and even, a gaming component. So the kids are being exposed to that even as early as the elementary center, even with you and your Project Lead the Way programs. And I think that overall, as far as a health component, it's just like anything. Like even with your kids, you wouldn't let them sit on the computer all day long and play games. There has to be a balance, a healthy balance. There needs to be some physical activity throughout the day. There has to be other interests. They just can't be glued to the television set. And if they are glued to the television set or computer, you as a parent, you need to take some steps to try to find them some other opportunities that will allow them to get out and expand. I mean, it's one thing that, we're looking at money down the road as far as these gaming opportunities, but it even goes far beyond that, Rob. How many occupations out there now where students are using joysticks and things like that, or adults are using these technologies? Look at our military. and about how much of the technology that they use correlates to basically what our kids are using to, play these games now. So I really think that, there has to be moderation in everything in order to be, a healthy component. And with schools, we're already starting to move towards, that approach. As I said, Project Lead the Way, very strong in developing these kids' technology skills in the classroom, so that when they leave high school, they're going to have a lot of skills that will allow them to be able to enter the job force now with the skills necessary to compete in the 21st century.
Excellent answer, and I couldn't agree more. I think right now the problem we're running into is when parents think of the term gaming or playing a video game, two things occur. One, it has a negative connotation because my kids can be sitting on the couch, slouching on a couch for hours on end. And two, I think the other thing that sort of instantly comes into their mind is the idea of these things being gory and violent.
Yes.
So there has to be, again, like you said, that balance. But what I think we're saying, and I agree with you, is that's going to be very much their future. That's going to very much be what these kids are doing in terms of the technology being much like a controller that they use now, the fine-tuned fine muscle skills that's going to be the same that they're going to be using. So there's definitely some benefits to this. Kevin, could you see us doing something like an after-school eSports club?
Actually, Rob, we are looking at possibly implementing something that for the upcoming school year. And, we just have to do our research to see maybe what kind of program that we're going to implement. Obviously, we want it to stay away, it needs to be school appropriate. But what would have or contain all of those components, like you said, dealing with fine motor skills, strategy development, even collaboration to a point when you're talking about team gaming. So these are all things that you need to, we all need to take into consideration when looking for that program that will best benefit these kids in the future.
Absolutely. And I have a friend over in the Netherlands right now, and she and I have been doing a lot of communicating. She has a website called Extreme Sports. .com, I believe it is, and I'll confirm that in a moment here. Actually, I'll put it down in the description below for you. She has a wonderful website dedicated to all of this e-gamings, eSports, and all the research. A lot of research is there. A lot of the tournament information is there. So that'll be a good resource for you and myself, and for the parents who want to look into this stuff. There's good scholarship material, things like that out there for these kids. That's the future. Why don't we look into it? It sounds like a valid option. I love the idea of doing the after-school program. I've also been in contact with Ubisoft, who has Rocksmith, trying to get them to maybe look at giving us a grant to create a music studio where kids can learn electric guitar using their software, which is the Rocksmith software. So we have to, as parents and educators, not turn our backs towards video games just because of our past negative connotation with it. There are good things that are happening with this. It's not going away. It's the old saying, ride the horse in the direction it's heading and you're going to get there a lot faster. So I really think we need to look at some of these things and take this stuff into consideration. It's coming. A lot of places it's already here. So why not jump on board? Kevin, why don't you finish this up for us?
Hey, that's an excellent point. And you mentioned something that was so critical, Rob. I was reading in the paper today where CMU is receiving a lot of money, in grants regarding this topic. And I think that as we move forward, more companies are going to have money freed up for our students to use and to take advantage of with these types of scholarships and grant opportunities. So I think that, like you said, we can't fight this, anymore. With our limited knowledge as far as how we grew up, our kids are going to be exposed to such a vast experiences that we would have only wished that we had when we were younger, man. So it is so exciting to see this happening, and I'm just excited that, that we can be a part of this in the schools as far as rolling this out and possibly having after-school programs that would, deal with this topic.
All right, and I totally agree. Thank you so much, everybody, for listening. Again, subscribe to us if you want to get any regular information from us. If you have any topics that you'd like Kevin and I to research for you and look up and have a conversation, please feel free to email us. We both use Twitter and LinkedIn quite a lot. You can contact us there, email, whatever you need. Don't forget to check out the description below, subscribe, like, do all those kind of good things. And we'll see you again in a couple weeks. This is Rob Furman and Kevin Monahan signing off for the Parent Academy.
Take care, guys.